Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is episode 3 of Starstruck, where we review episodes of Stargirl. I am Cleve,
I am Michael.
This is Stephanie.
and episode 3 came out. We've all watched it. Do we have thoughts?
Oh, wait, we were supposed to watch it before this?
Ideally, or we can just talk about it.
Thoughts? I'll let Stephanie go first. I feel like I went first last time.
For part of the episode, I thought every person in this show was going to be either a villain or a superhero.
It's fair because it's a small town.
I was like, is there anyone who doesn't have magical powers?
You know, when they're in New York, it's like, what are the odds that you all know each other? But when you're in Blue Valley, Nebraska, I'm like, all right, yeah, that makes sense.
I would say I don't think anything's happened that's dissuaded the fact that there could be every single person as a good guy or a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
What's the kid's name?
Her brother.
He's the son, the brother.
Yeah, I don't
Mike.
know.
Mike. I want to say Mikey. Mike. I'm getting annoyed with him.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy him this episode.
I'm ready for him to be
he was a
gone.
little prick in this one.
Who eats an entire bag of Cheetos? Even as a kid, who eats an entire bag of Cheetos for
Family
lunch or dinner?
size.
Like,
Well, the dog ate some of them.
a quarter in, you're getting the diarrheas.
And then I don't know if you noticed, but he had Cheeto dust on the back of the Switch, and it really bothered me.
Oh, yeah. Fucking monster.
Yeah. I think, unfortunately, with watching I Kill Giants, I've seen a lot of moms die lately, and it's not making me in a good mood. But this mom's evil, so I guess it's cool. Yeah.
What mom died?
At the very beginning, the first
The wife
first
of
scene.
Icicle. Icicle's wife. You forget that she's a mom.
Oh.
Because she was also
Yeah, I totally.
Well, yeah, because they have a kid.
in the end, but like when she's dying,
And he's like, Mom.
It feels to you that she's a real bitch because she's like, kill everybody.
Best
If they get in your way, murder them.
best last words ever. It's what I'm telling Miles. So as I go out.
Change the world. Whoever gets in your way, kill them.
Also, I wrote a nice little tidbit for you guys. Like, I understand that Icicle's upset that his wife died, but you figured he'd be cooler about it.
I, while watching it, said to myself, is this just Mr. Freeze?
Yes.
But his wife actually is just dead instead of in a state of cryogenic.
Where you can pretend to have a chance to save her?
Right.
Yeah.
That's because it's what it felt like. Like, this is just because when he turns into blue, I mean, he just has the ability to turn it on and off. Mr. Freeze and the
It's just
Arnold
Iceman.
Schwarzenegger version of him is just permanently blue. Yeah, Icicle gets to be Iceman. Like, but no, like Human Torch status, though, like flame on, flame off.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, poor you. Also, did we have to make the villain German? I'm pretty sure that's what they're speaking is German.
Yeah.
I mean, that's on the nose.
When it goes back,
Marvel on the nose, German blonde villain.
when it goes back to the grandparents being evil, yeah,
They were too.
that's 9 out of 10, man.
The only other note I had in the very beginning of the movie or the show was he's just Elsa. Like, he's an angsty little angry individual who just doesn't really.
He couldn't let it go.
Power. Yeah, he needed to let that shit go real quick. I mean, when he did the whole, like, he stood in the yard and, like, put his arms out and yelled, and a star formed.
No, that was...
Oh, that was a different time. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, that star formed. Which, by the way, perfect star. Great art. That's a steady hand, I assume. Because even if you're just thinking it, what are the odds that I can't, with my hands, make a perfect little star?
How would he know to put the star where she was? Does he know who she is?
Well, I mean, let's also talk about how dumb she was. Just like, she's walking in the snow. And it's like, no big deal. I know it's like June, but yeah, no. Maybe he just put a bunch.
Just in case.
In different fields. And I'm bound to hit somewhere.
I appreciated that because she goes and gets Pat, and they come back to that area, and she's like, it's gone. And he's like, well, it's ice, so
yeah.
It melted. I don't know why I'm explaining science to a high schooler right now.
I keep reminding myself that she's like 15, man, because she's driving me a little nuts. She's like, man, I'm going. I'm like, you settle down for just a minute. And then just to fast forward for a brief second, there's the accident, and she's still like, I'm gonna go get icicle. I'm like, dude, huge wreck because you wanted to go out and be hard-headed.
Yeah.
Had you stay home like Pat said, none of that would have happened.
What a heavy-ass episode.
It was.
Yeah.
Also,
it started and ended pretty heavy.
To be fair, kids in high school practicing magic, he probably wasn't going to make it anyway.
I really liked him.
I did too, man. But when they sent him to school in that hat, I knew it was a wrap.
And then I found out that the other kid that I was like, oh, this kid seems nice. He's the son of the villain.
Right.
Oh, he's going to be a dick.
No, he'll be
They're all kids are villains. All of them.
He'll be the good one of the bad parent watch. Because he fixed the word slut and made it look nice.
Yeah.
Also, whoever wrote slut, just one, come on. You could do better than this. 2, you also ruined 2 other lockers because you couldn't keep it inside the one locker.
I was thinking the same.
No, I mean, it was an interesting episode.
Yeah.
I was
more action than usual.
I mean, yes, but I also was real skeptical of the quickness in which Pat's rocket fist suddenly has become significantly better.
It's a homing missile now.
Like before, it was like, I can't get this shit to even shoot out. Now it's like, oh, I'm going to push a button. It's going to go about 1,000 yards, find the guy, and punch him in the face.
You know what would make sense? They've not explained anything, but if it just worked remotely, like he could shoot it and then just kind of joystick where it needed to go and it had like a camera on it, but they don't get into that at all.
Even then, I mean, there's
the trees.
Like you're right. There's, the distance, and there was a lot to it that I'm like, I mean, yeah. Anyway.
So then they go to confront Icicle, and Pat's like immediately out of the game, like feet to the ground. He's using.
It happened last time too, when they confronted Brainwave. Is this going to be consistent? He's going to show up and then get disabled, and then about 5 minutes before the fight's over, he's going to contribute in some meaningful way.
Some small little tidbit for him. I really thought somebody was going to jump out and save this kid. Joey?
I really thought that he was going to show up and save him.
Or maybe he'd have like some power that sparked. Not the case.
Yeah. I don't know. Go ahead.
I thought when I saw that card fly in the air, I was like, oh, did he come into like his powers all of a sudden? Like that's what got his powers? And no.
But also, again, not to keep ragging on the kid that died in the episode, but are we 3?
Leave him alone.
Like the car flies out and you blindly just run into the ice-covered street. Like, you could have been okay, man, if you would have just got a new deck of cards, maybe.
Don't bully that poor kid that died.
Or just had 51.
You're being a real Mike right now.
Nah, man.
Well, he already had 51 cards. He gave her a 7. Why does he care about the rest of them?
I just assumed she went back and got that, but that's fair. Also,
really fair.
That live for the deck of cards, for the card trick, is the nicest thing I've seen this girl do.
And it took her a long time to do it.
Yeah. She had to really think of the lie that was just say yes.
Yeah. It was real awkward to like watch her just sit there. I'm like, just say yes. Don't be a jerk.
Also, Icicle, like freezing the road. So you just wanted to cause havoc, right? Because you could have just moved. Mm-hmm. You could have just went to the side, and none of this would have happened.
No, I think he wanted to though.
Yeah.
I think it was. I mean, the point of killing the mayor's kid, because he definitely did that on purpose. 1,000%.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And the rage in him, I totally understood and was fantastic, and thought maybe something's going to come of this, and then immediately is murdered.
And there's no kid to tick on the wand.
The wand was frozen too. I don't know if it could even be taken on.
That's true.
I mean, there was a lot of death in this episode.
Good news.
Heavy for them trying to tell me that this is a kids show.
Yeah, the poor mom.
Yeah.
But good news, Pat doesn't have to worry about that kid seeing him anymore.
I thought that too.
That seemed dumb to me.
To me too. It made no sense. It was
like, the kid's looking at me. Right, but you're in a giant effing robot. Like, they can't see you.
And also, who's going to believe that anyway?
Fair. Especially from the kid practicing magic, as Cleve keeps pointing out.
I mean, they gave him a look for a reason.
I know people that did magic in high school, man.
Who?
The Thing. I don't remember his name.
Call him out.
Tim. His name was Tim. He was a big fan of Coheed and Cambria.
Did Tim chase his 3 of clubs into the middle of the road?
No.
10 smarter than that. I really enjoyed the little flying scene of them together. I thought that was a really cool scene. Seeing them like landing into the no more frozen grass.
Being the most skeptical of the special effects, Cleve, how are you feeling on episode 3? Have they improved for you?
It was fine because we didn't overdo it. There was the ice, which is just something frosting over. That's simple enough. The flying looked fine. I think.
I like to think that whoever's in their SFX department was like, fuck you, it wasn't easy.
the wand turning lightning-ish looked fine. I don't think I have any problem with the staff at all. I think that looks pretty solid all the time.
I feel like I never found my answer, but that has to be the weather wizard, right? Flash villain.
Maybe he should have known to fight the ice.
I wasn't sure if that was who that was.
So do you think the artist's son knows that his dad's a villain?
Yeah, I think he has no, that he won't, because you're right. I think he's going to end up being a part of this new Justice Society, and so then he'll find out later.
They seem to give him a pretty good heart in the show.
It could all be just to get close to people, though.
True.
Just to then murder them.
Although the mom seemed to be very adamant about protecting her son. So I imagine you protect your son from that kind of knowledge.
True. How did you feel about the Justice Society building? I don't remember what it was called. I thought it was really cool.
Is the hall. I think it's still a hall as well. But no, I thought it was cool. I think it's going to, I don't know. I said last week that I had done some research and found some stuff that upset me because it kind of felt like it ruined some of the
surprise
things in the future. And I showed Cleveland and Stephanie, and I would tell you that now we're getting into that. And I don't know that it ruined it, but it's going to be less of a fun finding out who they're going to pick.
Who gets what role?
Right.
Yeah.
But knowing in the future that will be interesting.
Yeah, so they go to the Hall of the Justice Society, and they're looking at all the different stuff. You get to see the Green Lantern, and you get to see Wildcat, and you get to see Hour Man,
yeah.
Dr. Midnight, one of those.
There's Dr. Midnight and Hour Man.
Which one had the owl?
Dr. Midnight.
Okay, so who's feeding that owl?
No one.
Does it leave for food?
No.
It looks so happy.
It's a magical owl, man.
I assume whoever gets that role, the owl will just kind of go to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's going to be I think that person is going to be the first person that they're going to that Stargirl's going to trust and give to, and I think that's going to be like the signifying like triumphant moment. Is they're going to walk into she's going to sit there and try doing it, and she's like, I'm not good enough for this, and they're going to walk into this Justice Society area, and then the owl's going to fly to them, and they're all going to lose their shit.
Do you think the Justice Society is set up where when you pull the tablecloth, the lights turn on? Because he was like, he revealed the table and then the whole place lit up. And I was like, that's nifty.
Yeah.
Maybe it's motion activated and there was just enough motion with the tablecloth being ripped off.
Also, I have a little note that says, is Stripes just broke Iron Man?
Stripes is, I could go with that, or Iron Giant fan. Just a huge fanboy of the Iron Giant.
Maybe. Yeah. So, what? Say it.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, so the villain is the wizard, not the weather wizard. Oh. So they are two different villains. It felt like he was a weather type of villain. It looked like a tornado going around his wand.
We've got enough weather going on.
That's true. That's fair. I saw a couple names for other villains that we're going to meet, and I'm just so excited.
So what about Barbara joining the board or the committee, whatever that committee is?
Right. That little side story. You called it. You were right. They obviously work for the bad organization that does evil things.
You can't tell me this isn't just Runaways.
No, because, well, it'll depend on what Barbara finds out.
This is going to be, the other kid's going to, if the other kid becomes a good guy, then his parent is a bad guy. And presumably every single person in that stupid town is a bad guy at some point. I don't know. It just feels real Runaway-ish. Stargirl could easily be the other blonde girl in Runaways. And now Our Man's going to have an owl, so, that might as well just be Gertrude.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know who Alex is yet. We'll learn more.
God bless the black girl with the glasses walking down the hallway with her stupid glasses full of water, playing like little songs. Mm-hmm. Bless her little heart.
I love that their talent show. They took it real seriously.
There was a bus that took them somewhere.
Look, you made fun of the guy doing magic, but he got second place, bro.
Third.
I like him second.
No, he got third. She said you should have gotten first or instead of third or something.
I know those two girls got first for twerking, which is odd, and I don't like that we have to talk about 50-year-olds twerk, but whatever.
Well, because then what I think of is who's judging it and making the decision who gets first. Because then you're telling me you saw 15-year-old girls twerk and you were like, that one.
In fairness,
that one.
What you just described is beauty pageants, and they happen all the time.
At the end of the episode, again, even though someone just lost their life, and Pat specifically said, don't do nothing, Cordy takes it upon herself to go back to the Hall of Justice and take all the superhero shit. And it's like, let's do some recruiting. And in my head, I think, you've been here like a week. You don't even know these people. How are you supposed to know who to trust? You don't even have friends. The closest friend you had was Joey, and a long way about it, you got him killed.
Mm-hmm. Did you have any questions about, that weird pink pen that Pat lost his mind about?
I have no idea about any of that.
So apparently the pen was used by Johnny Thunder, and within it lies one of the most powerful members of all. Apparently a genie named YZ, or maybe Yiz, lives inside of this pen and helps them fight crime. Yeez! They might call him YZ. I don't know.
All right. Yeah, so episode 3, I feel like it ended well. I feel like it went well, excluding the death. I think if the story was told well.
I'm thinking maybe Barbara becomes a villain. Like she's going to learn that Starman was her husband that ran away or abandoned her.
So you're back on the Starman as dad train.
Yeah.
I just got you off there.
Yeah, I know, but I'm back on it. Only to make Barbara a villain.
That's fair. But you don't think she'd give up the villain life when she realized her daughter was a hero? I don't know. She seems really wholesome.
She's going to try to convert her daughter. That's why it's unexpected.
So it was Dr. Midnight.
Owl?
Yeah. The owl belongs to Dr. Midnight, so I apologize. I am definitely no expert of JSA. But interestingly, Beth is the name of her friend. And apparently in the comics, Dr. Beth Chapel is at one point Dr. Midnight. So, interesting.
That'll be exciting. I felt good about this episode. I didn't have too many problems with it. It's going well.
I feel like it's finally starting to pick up and go.
If Luke Wilson, who again in this episode I enjoyed, could just whip these two kids one good time, maybe get them in line. Because
I don't mind as much. I feel like she did finally listen, sort of.
Did she, or did she immediately go against what?
Yeah, she immediately.
He said to do.
She went to school though, and then on her way back from school.
That's a legal thing she's supposed to do.
But she did it.
I feel like she's only tolerating him because she has powers and he can help her.
I can't believe you really think it's her dad, Stephanie. You fool! Don't fall for that. It's an easy trick.
I think I do have a problem with this episode now that you've made me talk about it longer. And I think the problem I have is that there was a life lost that was kind of at her hands, the long-about way. I could see you feeling guilty about it, right?
Mm-hmm. And she should be.
And she's still super gung-ho about doing whatever the fuck she wants to.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, she doesn't have that morality that a superhero should have.
I thought this was going to be an episode like, oh man, this is not just a game. This is serious stuff. Because she's almost died in just about every episode. Because even in this one, the staff was all messing up. And Icicle was about to shoot her with ice. And Pat saved her. That's twice that Pat has come through at the last minute. Like for that last ditch effort of survival. And
she's basically just a Pokeball. Or a Pokedoll.
Yeah. And she's like, I've got it. Don't worry about it. Don't tell me what to do. The staff listens to me. I will beat you with that staff. Can we ground her? Something?
I think she can fly, so...
Take away the staff. That's the punishment.
Staff having a mind of its own makes that a problem.
Can't you lock it up? I feel like it should have been locked up. the first time.
If it's far enough away from her, I feel like it doesn't have a personality anymore. Huh. Remember when she opened the case is the first time it started glowing.
Yeah.
It hadn't done that in a while.
So that's what I'm saying. If we can just put it in there and put a lock on it, and then maybe in a week, once she's really gotten it together and starts listening, she can have the staff back. Yeah.
Maybe lock wherever the Justice Society of America is. Maybe lock that door.
Yeah, because she could just
Don't
get
let
in
her
there
in
and
it.
take things. Right, why do we leave the secret layer just open?
Did we show where it was?
No, I think we just appeared in a big warehouse.
Because I'm like, why is this in Blue Valley, Nebraska? Why are all of you amazing superheroes meeting in Nebraska? Is it the same distance for everybody where they live? Is that where we decide where to put it?
Just wouldn't expect it. It's also the place where all the villains are, so just very convenient.
Right.
Everybody likes Blue Valley.
Nebraska's scary. Let us know what you think down in the comments below. You can hit us up on our social media. They're all Friendship Supreme. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Except Twitter has no I's in the word friendship because all eyes are on our YouTube channel. You just go to YouTube and you search Friendship Supreme. We have a podcast that we put out every Wednesday. We also have a Patreon, patreon.com/Friendship Supreme. Michael, what kind of tiers do we got?
You can give us as little as $1 if you'd like. Hell, really, if the machine will let you give us 50 cents, I don't care. But for as low as $5, you guys can also get exclusive content. If you guys are liking this stuff about Stargirl, there's some content on there about comic books. So hopefully you guys can check that out and enjoy it. Tiers go all the way up to as much as you want. And at some point, I think we give you pictures of me and Cleve without shirts on. Whatever really you want at this point.
For $30 subscriptions, we send you a GIF of Stephanie doing the chicken dance.
Really, at this point, it's a name your price. You give us money, you tell us what you want, and we'll figure it out.
You know what? Get with a friend, have them give you 50 cents, and then you sign up for the $1, and then both of you have access for just the low price of 50 cents.
There you go. Or get 5 friends at $1 a piece, and you guys get the extra content. There you go.
Or get 500 friends for a penny.
Friends making friends. I've been Michael.
This is Cleve.
This is Stephanie.
And when your stepdad tells you to stay your ass home, or the magic kid dies.
That's the title of the episode?
That's how I'm going to start ending these, is the moral of the story.